Alright, everybody, thanks for joining us here on Adventures of Greg and Sabrena, and we're doing a Fortnite shop showdown. Oh yeah, checking out this week's advertisements of action. Yeah, and we're doing a very classic channel update, like always. You know, I've been mixing that in with the Fortnite thing. I'd love to cover Fortnite more often, but, you know, when I did cover Fortnite every day, it's like, it flags you for, like, spam, because you'll drop other videos, and it kind of conflicts. So, not just that, but it doesn't show you in the videos. So a lot of people out there, usually your subscribers are the ones that get your videos, and everybody else is pretty much left in the dust. That's how Google works. So let's get to checking out some of the crew pass stuff that you get, and then we'll get right into channel update, because I think Jay Killa might be correct. We'll get some channel update out of the way right at the beginning. So we have 1,000 V-Bucks, which will be 800 next month apparently, and then Rocket Pass Premium. So I'm not too sure, but they said they were getting rid of something with the cars. I don't know what they did, but we've got this chick here, her first outfit, Shakakakakarakara. So she's got some pretty cool outfits from what I've seen later down the road, so I'm looking forward to those. And then we've got her Lego. We've got the Skull Raider guy and his outfit. This guy looks pretty cool. You know, his base outfit is kind of not very good, so this one's really good. Then you got the Lego, and then you got this chick here that looks like fire is going on with her hair almost. So she's a good summertime kind of thing. As you can see, her Lego, her little sunflower thing on her hat looks pretty cool. So she's actually kind of like a cool looking, you know, Lego character, you know. So, and then you have this girl's outfit's actually pretty cool. So I'm glad they kept this going, you know. And then you've got, you know, Lego. You've got some more stuff. His space outfit does look pretty cool. Most people skip past the Lego stuff. I do play Lego every once in a while, but not much anymore. You know, you get older, it's like, you know. So, I think that sword's pretty cool. Those swords, knives look cool. I don't know what that is. Somebody took a poop on the back. There's another back poop. You know, that's her sunflower thing with roller skates. It's so weird. Some ice things, and then looks like a cool little gaming thing that looks pretty cool. So we've got that with the crew pass, and then OG pass is unlocked. So we got a new OG pass, and thank God, because, you know, the OG pass was kind of getting stale. So for today's showdown, of course, it looks like everybody kind of stopped playing. We're not too sure, but as you can see, the showdown, they almost kind of even, you know. I would like both outfits if that's what they're doing, but either way, you kind of get their outfits. Now, let's get into the channel update. So, I've been pretty busy, like always, and I'm going to release some secrets here. So, I'm going to drop an unboxing video. I usually try to like do some sort of unboxing and some sort of cool stuff, and we're going to continue to do that. And I think I've set that to like a once a week thing, because if you do it all the time, it, you know, unless if it's something like breaking news, then, you know, then I would do it. Like say something just came in or something's coming out, you know, I'm going to try to cover it fast. But obviously with you know, all the stuff, YouTube, it's actually Google that runs YouTube in a way. So YouTube's programming is kind of ran off of a Google algorithm. And so if I drop too many videos in a 24-hour or even a 48-hour period, some crazy shit, right? It kind of flags you as spamming. So you could do 1 or 2 videos, but if you keep doing videos, it's definitely going to flag you. And so that kind of sucks, because I was told this from someone that works there. So, you know, a lot of people don't know this. So, I'm still going to do it tonight. I'm going to drop that unboxing video, and I might schedule it. See, I was going to drop it on Friday. Usually I'll try to drop like an unboxing for Friday or Saturdays. That way people have time to look at it over the weekend, or maybe if you're eating dinner or something, you got a little something to check out real quick. And I want to try to keep them anywhere from 10 minutes to like 30 minutes long at the most. Like 25 minutes is kind of like my max. I don't want them to be really long, because I could turn them into like over an hour. You know, I could make a real in-depth thing where I'm talking about the processor speeds and telling you what type of components were used. I could do all kinds of stuff with gameplay and all that, and that's just too much, you know, if you figure what it takes to do this. Besides, people don't really always care about that. Sometimes they care about specs, but there's all kinds of stuff where you add some history in there, and I'll still add some of this stuff from time to time. There's going to be like kind of like a premium level videos, and those are the ones that I work on for like weeks, and then I come out with the video. And then there's the ones that I would do like a quick throw together. So like, say a controller unboxing will be like a quick throw together. Like what I'm about to release tonight, I don't know if I'm going to set it for tonight or what I'm exactly going to set it to, because, you know, that's just how it is. Now, YouTube, I'm going to release a secret here. They kind of shadow ban you. So if you drop too many videos at once, and I've probably said this before, it's designed to stop people from, you know, capitalizing on a lot of money. So say you got Mr. Beast, or you got some of these other channels out there. They'll drop a video and they'll get like 1 billion views, man. And that's how their channel always works, because everybody's subscribed to it. So they just take a look at what's going on. And so you don't really get, like, for those that are fully monetized with sponsorships, you're raking in money doing that. You know, a simple video make you some money. And usually a little bit longer of the video makes you more money, depending on if they stay and watch the video and the views. You'll notice that if you run a channel, most people don't know this, but if you run a channel, you'll notice that some days you'll see the views say, let's say something real simple, the views go up and they go down. So say you have 100 views, and then the next day you see it says 96. That's because some views were calculated as fake views, or bots, or not real views, or maybe they only watched it for like a few seconds or a few minutes or something. So there's a certain process. Usually they have a rule of thumb. It used to be that if you watched a video for, I don't know, 7 to 15 seconds, they considered it a view. But now they've extended the time periods on all of that. The idea is to prevent capitalization and money, people making money off of stuff, when dropping videos is easy as can be. So a lot of people don't know this, you know. So there's a lot of stipulations with running channels. You'll notice the people that have all of those views, those people are either fully monetized or they have sponsors. So a lot of people will drop their sponsors right off the bat, or vice versa. And so the sponsor is what's paying for the promotion. So that's what's getting them the views, just so you know. So basically, there's something called Google Ads. And so in your Google Ads, your campaign will run for the ads that's sponsoring you. So your sponsor is what's paying for those thousands of views. Hundreds of thousands. You know, if you're like Mr. Beast, you're going to get a ton of. So it's basically going to be on everybody's phone, everybody's like network. It'll pop up within the top 100, top 50, top 20 of feeds. So your Google feeds and your feed is usually what kind of drops a lot of these ads, and they'll drop it in there. So stuff like that, you know. And so, you know, a lot of the views that you see are pretty much sponsored or paid for a lot, you know, just so you know. Some people think, man, that's a really good video, and it's actually, it may be a good video, but the problem is YouTube will not show it to a whole bunch of people because it's all about money. So all of you people out there, if I'm paying for something or if they're paying for something, that's pretty much how it goes. So they want money in order to show it. Now, if you have so many subscribers, a percentage of those subscribers will count in the views because they're going to click on it. Now, usually it goes anywhere from 2 to 15% of your subscribers. So say you have 200,000 subscribers, or you could say 500,000. Anyways, 200,000. So 15,000 to 60,000 will be your possible outcome with your subscribers on the views for your video. And that's actually true. So anywhere from like 15 to 60,000, you'll see that range because your subscribers will get it in their feed and they'll look at it. So it's all about getting your subscribers, just so you know. Now, let's go on to a few other things. Besides running YouTube channels, you guys have no idea, you know, like just what it really takes until you get there. A lot of those channels that you see out there, that what we like to call clickbait. If you see someone in a picture pointing at something with their finger, that's known as clickbait. Yes. So most of those little pictures that most people see are clickbait. Yeah, it's clickbait. And it's designed to get them views. And it does work good that way. But technically it's, you know, there's a lot of people that do these like make a lot of money on YouTube. That's clickbait. Fix this real easy, you know, all this kind of stuff, you know, and that's all 100% lie, clickbait, bullshit. Okay, it's designed to make you click on it. And they actually script it and everything to where they've got it planned out, and they cut the video and they put all this together. Some of them can put it together relatively fast. Some of them take a couple days, or who knows how long they take. But the reality is there's, you know, does it make Mad Money Mike, or, you know, I just mention this guy all the time, but there's other people out there that do it. You know, I've seen this one black lady doing it, you know, and there's all kinds of people just trying to capitalize on anytime YouTube drops a new update, or anytime YouTube makes a change, or Google makes some sort of change. These guys come up with a brainstorm idea. Man, Google's new change, or YouTube's new change, how to make more money using this idea, or how to get past their YouTube BS or whatever that say, because just so you know, every like 3 to 6 months YouTube does some sort of update, and when they do it, these guys come out with a damn video every time, so you know, and these guys will come out with videos, and it's all about trying to create clickbait. They'll pull you in at the very beginning, and they say, you know, how you can, the fastest way to make money real fast, and then they'll draw it out to the end, and then they still don't tell you at the end of the video, so you're stuck kind of watching it. You'll notice you didn't really get anything out of watching that video. Some of it may have been helpful information, but mostly it's all hogwash. When it comes to YouTube, all of the stuff they're talking about is actually right there whenever you're setting up your video to put your video out there. So you're going to put that stuff out there. You're going to click on those things, and you're going to say this or say that. And that's just how it is. And if you say, oh, you know, if you try to use their method, well, their method doesn't work for you. It's totally different. It's different for everybody. So it depends on if you're doing a niche or if you're not doing a niche. It's 2026, people, okay? Niches are old as fuck, okay? I'm not capitalizing on any kind of niche. We're working on a multi-channel that does all kinds of stuff in one. Some people say that's hurtful to the channel. I'm not looking for 1 million followers or 1 billion followers. I know the ways of the niche. You know, I could just sit there and make videos strictly on making money or strictly on stupid stuff, and that would easily make you a lot of money, I'm sure, faster than, you know, doing this. Now, there are other ways. Like I said, I'm dropping secrets here. So you'll kind of see what Star Trek did. Jonathan Franks and Data. I call him Data, but what is his name? Brett? Something. So anyways, those guys started a channel. They put like 2 videos out, and then they paid Google Ads to run. They must have paid quite a bit of money, where Google Ads ran a campaign for that channel they just created. And they waited about 2 weeks or so, and they ran thousands of dollars to get a ton of subscribers in there. And then once they got the subscribers, you'll notice some subscribers fell off. So they actually had like a ton of subscribers, and then like, man, probably 20,000 subscribers dropped off when they were done. You know what I mean? So just think of that. When you pay a lot of money, you get a whole bunch of subscribers, and then they drop off. That's because they were fake subscribers or not real, etc. Or vice versa. It could have been bots. It could have been all kinds of stuff, or just people that are paid to do this, you know. So so just kind of dropping the dime on you. You know, there are ways to boost your channel to get monetized right away, and the fastest way to do that is to straight run a Google Ads campaign, drop a couple of videos, run it for a lot of money. And it costs money to run a YouTube channel. So to try to do it for free, you out your damn mind, boy. So first off, you have to remember, you're going to have to buy mics, you're going to have to buy computers, you're going to have to buy whatever it is you're going to focus on. And say you've spent all this, where you're going to need software, you're going to need this and that. And then when you're all said and done, you're going to have to pay to promote your channel until you get a sponsor. Unless if you have a lead sponsor that's like, hey, like say you're a famous person, like say Ozzy Osbourne. He's going to have a whole bunch of people that are going to promote the channel because they're going to want to cut. That's how it kind of works. So, anyways, enough of that crap. So, April 1st, the night of April 1st. I didn't get abducted by aliens, but something strange happened. So at around 3 in the morning, maybe 2:30 to 3 in the morning, there was a dream I was having, and there was 3 girls in the dream. One of them was my wife, my old lady, and this brown-haired girl, and then this blonde-haired girl. So the blonde-haired girl is this picture that I'm showing you. Kind of looked like her in a way. So that is kind of strange. Anyways, in the video, in the dream, geez, I'm thinking about videos. Boy, oh boy. In the dream, I woke up halfway, and I heard this noise. And it was the weirdest freaking noise. It was like a underwater ultrasonic noise that's like a sound wave traveling through a tube, a circular tube or something. It was like bloom, bloom. It was like some weird shit. And then I heard a chirping noise similar to a bird, but it's not a bird. It's like a chirping noise. And that noise is the exact noise that they use out at Area 51. It's a listening device. So the chirping noise is, if you hear it, you're ever anywhere and you hear a chirping noise out in public or at a government installation, it's a listening device. So it uses sound waves and it chirps, and they reflect off of stuff, and that kind of tells you. They use it for multiple things, so it's kind of like using a radar. They could use it as like a radar thing to give you see what's inside your vehicle. They can see what's, how many people are in the car, and they can also use it as a listening device because the chirp, it's some sort of sound wave thing. So I heard this chirping, and then to top it off, I heard some sort of clicking noise, like some sort of animal would make with their teeth. It was really weird. So apparently the aliens themselves, they make some sort of clicking noise, right? So it's right outside the window, and I fall asleep and the dream starts up again. And then when I knew something was wrong, I woke up, manually made myself wake up. And why am I documenting this? Because it's important. I want it on paper. So I've written this stuff down and documented it. So immediately, the noise was extremely loud, and it was real, and I knew something was wrong. So I sat up and I said, what the fuck is that noise? And what the fuck is going on here? It's like something's in my head. I could feel it. Like something was in my head, and it's like vroom, vroom, vroom. And I was like, it's coming from the goddamn window or the wall. And I turn and I look at the wall and I go, what the fuck? And right then and right there when I said that, the image that popped into my head was a gray alien with big black eyes. So if they communicate telepathically, he put an image, and he was leaning forward with his head, making a clicking noise with his mouth, and he was trying to get into my head. He gave me that image. Whatever was outside that wall gave me that image. So this kind of tells you how the aliens work. they come and they come and look for you, and then they want to try to get into your mind and see what's going on. And so they do stuff. I think they like to be like a loosh, or they want to experience you, and they want to try to track you. Whatever they do weird stuff because they don't know who we are, and they're more advanced than us. Not saying all this to scare you, but I had to get it out there. And so he put that image of him standing outside the window so I could see him, who it was. So I said, dude, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to sleep, so that way I can go to work tomorrow. You're disrupting me, man. I got stuff to do. I'm tired as hell and this and that. And I said it out loud, and then next thing you know, the noise stopped and the image of him in my head went away. So whatever he was doing out there, and I really suspect he was out there because motion sensors that have automatic lights on my house went off as well. Before and after, but they're time delayed. So when the image of him standing outside, it was dark. So all I gotta say is I didn't have cameras on that side of the house. The camera's on front and rear of the house, so it is what it is. Like, who's really gonna go to the side of the house? Not too many. So it's kind of strange, just to let you know, it's really strange. This is something I just had to say, Also, my unboxing video I'm going to drop is going to be on the Grape analog controller. So, if you think about it, there's a whole bunch of unboxing videos that I have that I want to do, and that I have sitting here. And so as time goes on, I'm going to slowly feed it into the stuff. Now, especially if I get bored or something, I'm going to get a little more out there. But I'm going to say about once a week. Also, man, I have people obviously hitting me for sponsors already. And I've declined a lot of that. Usually they're stupid shit, and that's not something I'm interested in. if I was to sponsor anything, I want it to be people that are worthy. Like I said, it takes a lot. I could understand Gatorade, I could understand Red Bull, I could understand certain things, but what my primary focus would be is for the actual video game companies and video game designer stuff, from like limited run games, which they do have a marketing side, and I have been talking to them. I've been talking to a lot of people, actually, so I've already stated this in a previous video. Like I said, Disney, I'll put up on there their reply again, and I've gotten 2 replies out of them after I measured them. So Disney's not a big deal. Like I said, they only go after the big people. They don't mess with YouTube people, so you'll never hear big lawsuits with Disney. Unlike Nintendo. Nintendo seems to want to sue for everything because they want money. Like, they don't have enough money with their amusement parks. I think they have a little bit more of a money problem than you think, and they just don't want to say it. Now, of course, we have a lot of stuff to go over. So there's going to be videos with the kid. I'm going to try to get those dropped out there. The kid is awesome, okay? So I'm going to document her growing up no matter what. And so if YouTube says, hey, we want you to remove videos, I'm going to be like, nope, because just so you know, one of the kids' videos that I put up on there within the past 2 weeks, Google said that it contained nudity. And I looked at the video, and there's no nudity. She's in a onesie, so you can find that video very easily. She's just, what I'm saying. So she's not naked or anything. I don't get it. So I went over and asked them. I sent them a message, and then I went ahead and got a hold of them, and they said, oh, we'll remove that. It just said that, this is considered nudity or something, and I was like, it is not nudity. So the algorithm does stuff completely wrong. It's not even an algorithm, it's AI. So let's just get this out of the way. A lot of the people on YouTube calls it an algorithm. It's not. It's AI. The computers are thinking on their own. They're making decisions on their own. They're right and wrong, but they're mostly wrong. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the link below, because I can answer a lot of the shit. And we're going on 26 minutes here. So, lots of cuts you have to make when you get older. So, we have some very good material to put out there, and so I like to spend time making premium videos when I make them, not like real quick ones, so there's going to be times where I might take a few days and you'll notice, why ain't there any videos? Also, I thought I'd drop some of these Star Trek videos out there. The Star Trek is not going to be all the time unless if people are demanding it. It's only when there's events. So right now, this is the event that's going on. The next one probably will be in April, but it's only when they have their big events. So there's the summer event, the fall, the Halloween event, the winter event, and their 1 year anniversary. So I'm just going to drop those types of Star Trek videos. So those are from time to time, unless if the audience really wants more, it's like, but I like to cover a whole wide range of stuff. If I didn't have a job, or if I sat at home all day, I would get all the sponsors I could and just run game on this shit. I mean, all the time, just running a channel, making money, and I'd run multiple channels, so it wouldn't just be one. So it's actually real easy to do once you have the gear to do it. So anyways, that kind of gives you the lowdown. So we have this duck guy here. I don't know who this is. This was a TV show, and apparently kids watch it. that's a feasible price, but I think 2,500 would be more feasible for these. It's not an in-demand group. I don't really see anybody really buying this thing. So for me to say, hey, I really want this duck guy, it's just no additional outfits, and it looks kind of weird. You know, run around like that. This guy would be kind of funny if he popped out of a corner, you know, looking like that. But he doesn't. He carries a gun or a weapon. So it is what it is. The TV off. This is kind of funny. You got the thing spraying everywhere, and so that is kind of cool. I would probably have something like that, getting it all over people as you're riding around. And this has probably got a song in it, so I have to get out of that. They put songs in everything, so I get in trouble. Now this item bundle is leaving today. It's 2,400. I hate to be the one to say this, but this actually, if you go Google it, come across everybody's Google feed this week, this was the worst selling item in Fortnite history, according to everybody, according to everything. So this has not sold at all, like pretty much below 7%. So now this here being a girl, okay, if it had a normal head of a chick, it would sell to like ballerina girls or girls that are into it, or guys that like to run around as hot girls or something. So this would work if it was just a normal person's head, you know, like a pretty girl. But instead you got a cup head that's kind of creepy. So I don't see too many people running around with that. The hitbox for the head has me wondering what it would do. So there's not really any alternate outfits for that. And then this guy here, this could blend in with maybe a woods if you're in the woods. But I think they said the girl one, that both of these or whatever were just the worst selling on there. So I can't imagine paying for this. I know it says it's reactive. Her cup head is what's reactive, you know, I guess, or something maybe. But it said something about reactive. Maybe the skin right here is reactive. Anyways, so we've got this car here, and this looks like a Fiero, which it is. A Fast and the Furious Fiero, huh? I never seen a Fiero in Fast and the Furious. So these were back in the day. Those rims right there are the exact type of Trans Am rims, or standard aluminum Pontiac rims that were on Trans Ams, and almost every car they made, they just slightly designed them slightly different. For the Grand Ams and all kinds of stuff, those rims were a big thing. They'd paint them black or do different skits with them. If the car was really worth it, I might buy it, but it's got this big thing on the back. It looks kind of stupid. So there's that. So they got different skins on this. I don't understand why the wet look is, you know, why that's on there. It looks like somebody blew something on it, you know. And then you got the little racer thing, I guess, and then the fire, more lightning, and then stripes, and then some sort of Firebird type thing. Not really my thing. So you got Thor, you got Wolverine's back. I own these, so they kind of changed some stuff up. They've got Thanos. They've brought some stuff back, maybe to try to make some money there. You've got Easter stuff, so I was wondering, what are they going to have for Easter? And this is about, you know, about what you got here. So this little guy right here can come in different shapes and sizes and colors, and I think that's kind of cool. You know, you can change the stuff, the actual color of him, so that's kind of cool. Wow. So you've got all this stuff on here. It's, you know, it's a lot of clitter clatter in my opinion, but I would like something new that's really stands out. Now, of course, the Looney Tune things is still here. I have not bought them. I know there's a lot of people that would be like, hey man, you know, you're never gonna see this or something, but yeah, you will. Not all that amazing though. As you can see, you know, it is what it is. If you want to run around as them, I wish there's a few more options, you know. You could be all of the characters from Looney Tunes. Yosemite Sam or the Roadrunner and the Wile E. Coyote and all that, so you could get all of them, and you could have like a Looney Tunes showdown where you're all part of the Looney Tunes attacking. Super Meat Boy came in. He is what he is, right? And we go down here. What else we got? Well, we had a lizard guy. Jeez, what is going on here? So let's check out something more important here. So we've got these guys with Disney. Like I've already made a video on them. And what I want to check out that's important is the OG pass. Let's get to that OG pass, because that's pretty important. Let's see here. So they really have a lot in the store. I guess they're expecting somebody to hop on in there. They've got this car that looks pretty cool. Looks like a Corvette. Corvette, Ferrari, something kind of slashed together there. I don't know. You got some cool rims and some Comet Boost. I like the Comet Boost. You got the trail off the rims. And you've got Battle Pass. So let's go check out the passes here. So the OG pass is in the house. We do have a lot of cool stuff here, as you can see. Well, not really. And gee, you wonder why they're not doing the greatest. So a lot of like weapons stuff. These weapons would be good for your Ninja Turtles, I guess. I guess you could get the lizard lady here. Oh, yeah, so that way you know what aliens look like, the lizard people, you know? And then you got this this whole set here. It's just not it's not that great. I mean, yeah, there's a ship you can fly in as, you know. This would have been good if they were bringing a Pirates of the Caribbean kind of thing back, you know? They need to time their stuff and come up with collabs that can run together with events. So they need to plan for the whole year ahead of the whole year, because that's usually what makes it great. This guy here looks kind of cool. Of course, you've got this girl here. She's not really that great. It's just, I mean, what? There's a nose ring on her? I mean, come on. Yeah, put your arms out. Come on, exactly. What the hell did you guys come up with? So this OG pass, in my opinion, is a complete pass. I think they're just coming out with stuff to try to say, hey, this is what we got going. Hell, this music pass is better than that OG pass. And the only reason why is because the girl's half naked, right? So there we have it, folks. A little bit of channel update and a whole bunch of stuff going on. So if anybody has any questions, like I said, drop them down in the links below. There's not a whole lot to say with Fortnite these days. They're kind of down on the market because there's just, you know, we're waiting for the Star Wars event. We're waiting for a lot of stuff, and that's just how it is, you know. We have to wait. The summer event should be good. Hopefully, you know, we look at seasons. And so right now is kind of like a downtime. It's a downtime everywhere, you know. And you have to create cool stuff for people to want cool stuff. So really, if they thought about it, they could come out with like a neon edition of Iron Man or Wolverine or, you know, holograms, all kinds of cool shit. I don't even want to go there, the stuff that I could say, because it's going to give them ideas. Unless you're going to pay me, it's kind of like with the limited run games. I told limited run about, hey, we need this and that. And, you know, I want more from limited run, but are they going to do other stuff like, say, Might and Magic? You know, this and that. Try to get them on the ball with bringing out content that's awesome. And, you know, the X-Men, they heard me out and they made it real quick, and you know, they didn't spend time to actually you know, make a collector's edition, because if I put my thoughts into a whole bunch of collector's edition, they would be like, well, so down the road they're probably going to do a collector's edition of stuff, and it'll be another package of games and stuff, you know, like an X-Men collab of all the X-Men games into one. Master X-Men Collection, you know. So, that would be a good idea, and I've given them some ideas on it, and I would give them more if they're willing to call me on the phone and have a talk. Most of it is chit-chat back and forth using email. So, I'm not really an email kind of guy, you know. I'd like to get down to actually making sure stuff comes out that looks good and sells good. And that's what I'm all about there. So, I want my collections that look badass, you know. I want a 5-foot frickin' poster in my game room that's a frickin' hologram from the Marvel Masterpiece, you know. To pay a company to do it, you could. You'd have to find somebody. But, you know, a 1-foot or 2-foot poster would work, you know. Hologram posters, you know. You know what I'm saying? Some cool shit, you know, from back in the day. Collect them all, you know. So, I think they also need to, with limited run games, I think they need to bring in somebody to make video game, because they've got books. So we need strategy guide books. And we need it on games, to be honest, because I don't like looking crap up on the internet. It makes me not want to play the game. I hate the internet. Like, I want to know that I'm running through a level, that I'm not going to miss something. I want to grab it all in one go. I don't want to be like, oh, I have to go back, or, oh, man, let me go back to that save point and do it all over again. You know? When I played, what was it? Resident Evil 3 Remake. I played through that whole thing without a game book. And I was missing so much shit, I was pissed off. And I beat the game barely because I was like, inventory space was low, all kinds of stuff. And it was like, the game was extremely hard. I could barely beat the ending. And it took a lot of skill to actually beat that game. Because they didn't give me the stuff that I needed. You find stuff, you have to use a book and a coin to do more damage. You need more inventory space to be able to do all that. I missed some side packs, all kinds of stuff. Talk about piss you the hell off. If you had a game book, it would tell you, hey, look here, you know. Instead, looking online, it's just everybody's opinion and everybody's bullshit, you know. I don't want to go to IGN. Send me a goddamn paperback book, you know. They could make a lot of money doing strategy guides. A lot of people would buy them. You know how many people on Amazon actually bought some of those strategy guides for Resident Evil? A lot of people bought strategy guides of them to try to see if there was any secrets. The strategy guides were all rip-offs on Amazon. All knockoffs. Crap. One of them had colored pictures and I was amazed. But they still didn't go into in-depth secrets or anything. One was the worst of all, so I bought a few of them just to see. Because, you know, just to see. Well, it turns out it's literally someone's opinion. This level was very challenging. It showed this and that. It's literally someone's thoughts. And it was a complete lie. Like, you didn't review the game. Who in the hell typed this shit up? It's like somebody used AI, and there's people that commented on this because there was some spellings that were incorrect and some other stuff. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Enjoy your late night Saturday night.
Click on Zombie Apocalypse.